All right, guys, it's T-Man, and I'm back with a new video on, guess who? Mike Isreatel from Renaissance Periodization. Oh my God, I think he's been watching my video because I directed it towards him. It sounds like it because I just watched the intro part, but it definitely sounds like he watched my video. So yeah, watch this. Watch what he says in the video. So let's review this together. When to switch exercises for maximum muscle growth. What did I say? Unfamiliar forms, bro. Remember, when to switch exercises for maximum growth. You know what I promote. Adaptations. Okay, let's listen to what he has to say.
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization, and I have a formula for you.
He copied my formula. That last video I directed towards him. I know, but listen, I'm not stupid. I know he's watching my videos. There's people on the internet, they're watching them. They're watching my videos, but they just don't want to promote my channel or like me because of what I'm doing. Because I'm not like them. I'm not an influencer and all that bullshit, yada yada. I'm not fake like them on steroids and drugs and faking everything, man. I just put out the real information and I just tell it the way it is. But anyways,
To be able to know when it is time to change out old exercises that are stale and no longer working for you that great and switch over to new ones that could rocket, albeit at a very small trajectory, your muscle growth and even strength increases. So here we go. In muscle growth training, we now know from direct scientific examination that doing a new exercise every time you come to the gym, every week for Monday chest, you do different chest exercises, we know that does not bring optimum results. At the same
depends. But yeah, if you do the same stuff, you're going to get zero.
time, we know that if you do the same exercises over and over and over, we can't expect the best gains. Variation is still a power.
You can't expect any gains. What are you talking about? You're adapted. Man, he's really trying to downplay this. This is crazy.
For what? So we have this mystery between those two extremes as to when do we take the exercises.
Absolutely no mystery. It's based on an adaptation system. If you're adapted, no more adaptations. Zero.
Currently using and rotate them to include exercises that we're not using yet to get our best long-term gains. Now, the technical answer is whenever the stimulus to fatigue ratio of the exercise you're using is...
I hate when people say stimulus to fatigue. That's bullshit, man. And trying to get an adaptation is not about a stimulus to fatigue. I don't want to fatigue my muscles.
significantly below the stimulus to fatigue ratio of alternative exercises you could be using instead. Like you're doing bicep curls with a barbell, and you know for a fact that if you switch to dumbbells, the whole shit would feel better and you'd make better progress. That's definitely the case. But that is a little bit too general. We can do better.
Not necessarily.
We can do a specific formula, a list of checklist items that when we work through it, kind of like a little worksheet, you guys thought you graduated school, bullshit, you're back, that we can be very sure we're doing the right thing. Here we go. 3 insights to take in and integrate into this decision. First insight, if the pumps that you're getting for any given number of sets from that exercise.
Fuck, here we go with the pumps, man. This is carb loading. It's artificial. It's sarcoplasmic muscles, man.
Are significantly lower than at least one alternative exercise you could be doing. You're doing barbell curls and the pumps just, they're not the same. You try a set of dumbbell curls and you're like, holy shit. If the tension you feel in the target muscle is notably lower, if the burn at higher reps that you get is notably lower, if the local fatigue of the exercise, like you do a bunch of wrist curls and you're like, holy fuck, my
Look, man, I'm on carnivore diet. I'm not getting any pumps, okay? I don't know what he's talking about.
forearms are useless, versus if you're doing the old exercise you used to, you do a bunch of forearms and you're like, I don't know, something happened, I think.
It's funny, I was in the gym today. People were talking around me. They said I'm carb loading. I'm on a pure carnivore diet, man. What carb loading? Because I'm looking better, conditioning myself. I look bigger. I look better. That's the whole point.
Not a whole lot. The perturbation. If you train forearms and you can't grab your toothbrush, that's a good sign. If you train forearms and you're like, I feel like I haven't even trained the shits, not a good sign. if the disruption of the exercise is notably lower than the alternative, for example, it takes you 5 sets of barbell curls to get remotely sore, but after 2 sets of dumbbell curls, you're like sore for 4 days. If that's the case, that is one of the checklist items to tell you it might be time to switch exercises.
Okay.
In other words, the proxies for stimulus of muscle growth are just really not cutting it anymore compared to at least one and maybe more alternatives. If you're doing barbell bench press and someone's like, hey, what other exercises in the gym could give you a better stimulus for your pecs? You're like, oh, 1, 2, 3, every single one. It begs the question as to why the hell you're doing barbell bench press. That might not be enough for you to change though, so here's another consideration. Point number 2. If you are experiencing significantly more fatigue than usual from this exercise, for example, its axial fatigue is really high. You used to squat, everything was fine. Now you load a barbell under your back and your spine feels like it's crunching. You feel super weak. You feel like you have no stability or power in your legs. Ugh, that is axial fatigue, no good. The systemic fatigue is really high. You used to do squats and it was like, oh, this is great. I'm tired, but just in my legs. Now you do squats and it drains your entire soul from your body. You used to do squats and then leg curls afterward, breathe.
Okay, where's he going with this exactly? Come on, man.
Now you're doing squats and leg curls after. You're like, oh my God, I felt like I gave everything to squats. I have nothing left to give. Rather, it's wearing on your joints and connective tissues, this exercise that you're doing now, and it's getting notably worse and worse roughly every week.
Okay.
And it's doing this big thing. It is significantly impairing your confidence in continued overload application. Here's what I mean by that. You're using a chest press machine and it starts to bother your elbows. A few weeks later, you're still making gains, but your elbows
Okay. A few weeks later, you start making gains. What gains?
really hurt. You see you're using 200 pounds this week for sets of roughly 10. Next week, your training partner's like, what do you want, 205, right? And instead of being like, yeah, fucking load it up, let's hit a PR, you're like, oh, fuck, 205, yeah, that's what my notebook says. But my elbows, I don't know. Not the attitude you want to have in the gym. You are in the gym to do very few things, and progress in load and or reps is absolutely one of the core ones. And if the exercise is bothering your joints so much that you're looking at it and being like, is this the day that my elbows fall off of my body? Maybe I'll just stick to 200. I'm going to go down to 190 and see if my joints feel better. That's regress, not...
Your joints are hurting because you're eating on a natural diet. It's from the oxalates, because I heard people talking about that today in the gym. I heard these people talking about their joints, this and that. It's not my job to tell them, educate them. It's the oxalates. Oxalates cause those joint problems. And the overuse of your body, because you're a lifting slave, so you're a gym slave. Chronic lifters, they have those pains in their arms and stuff. Yeah, chronic lifting.
Progress, you're going backwards. Outside of some special circumstances, that's not sharp. So if that's something you're experiencing, it's time to consider trading out the exercise. But hold on, we got one more thing.
There's always a reason.
Hold on, we got one more thing. If your repetition strength on exercise is still increasing, man, it's hard to pull away. It's like having a girlfriend that's shit for the rest of your life, but the sex is so fucking good. And she hits you up and she's like, what are you doing tonight? You're like,
Oh, man, I don't understand this guy. Where's he going with this? But whatever. Is he okay?
I should be breaking up with you. LOL, hi boo-boo. Letter C, letter U, @ 8 p.m. Send.
That's
this is going to be great.
Take too long, man.
But look, we're all fucking bros here, right? And ladies, for the 1 3/4 ladies that watch this channel, broettes. We're all trying to get fucking jacked up, swole, and fucking strong. We're not trying to, leave PRs on the table. If shit is good, we kind of want to stay. It might not be the best idea in the world, but at least it's something compelling keeping you in. Like the hot sex of a crazy person, girlfriend. Isn't it true that the crazies are always good in the sack? Scott the Video Guy, you've had sex with roughly 1 × 10 to the 55th number of women. Well, but you've read a lot of literotica about it.
Yeah, I've heard the crazies are good.
The crazies are good. We've all at least heard it. Most notably from the crazies. I'm good at sex, she yells at you while holding a knife. Hot. In any case, If you are no longer progressing over the entire mesocycle, like you did 400 pounds for 15 in a leg press, last meso as a PR, this meso, you hit 405 for 14. I think that just converts to about the same progress, or sorry, the same performance. If there's really been no progress in strength for an entire mesocycle, gee whiz, what is it that you're holding on to this exercise for? Now, if you still get crazy pumps and crazy everything, if you're still getting zero fatigue, zero joint pain, etc., there is a case for keeping that exercise in, because sometimes strength takes a long time to develop. Sometimes it develops so slowly that you can't tell meso to meso. Here's where the formula comes in handy to resolve all of these seeming contradictions. Here we go. Here's the actual, finally, the point of this video. So some of you attempting to help folks, you'd be like, real answer is at 6:45 in the comments, or 6:45.
Man, is he gonna? I don't understand this. He keeps making jokes. Jesus.
In the video, bro. Hey, thanks a lot. Fucking.
I can't listen to this.
If just one of these is off, let's say your joints feel great, you're still getting stronger, but your pumps and your soreness, man, just not there anymore, like it nearly isn't.
Well, okay, it's not a bad thing to have a pump if you're building muscles, but if it's just pump training, bro, man, if you're not getting damaged, whatever. But it's good to have a pump, even if you are damaging, if you know what you're doing. But whatever. If you're on pure carnivore, you're not going to get a pump. But whatever. This guy.
Other exercise would be better. It's totally fine to switch. You have my personal blessing, whatever the fuck that means to you.
I don't know why people are afraid to switch their exercises. All these people are around me, hanging around in the gym. They're all adapted, and now they're talking about me because I hang around that section all the time there, because that's where the cables are. I have to use a lot of cable stuff because I'm more into. I did free weights today. I did a lot of free weights at work. A lot of free weight. I combined the two, the cable with the free weight, because I'm kind of like, whatever. I'm mixing it up now sometimes, but it's better to stay with one thing and then finish with that and then move on to the next thing, but whatever. You don't want to mix up everything, because then you're going to run out of these adaptations, but whatever. But there's also adaptations in lifting strength, the motor units, they're proliferating. Yes, there's a whole bunch of adaptations. Hypertrophy, lifting weights, force production, androgen receptors, yes.
But science says, in quotation marks, you can switch, and it's totally fine, as long as the exercise you're going to hits these boxes even better, or at least as well. Just switch out of boredom, no big deal. It's like if you were going with your friends to a log cabin in the woods, and then like the second time in the same night, like one of the rooms like is creaky door and it's like, leave now. You go in, there's no one in there. Like one of you smart friends is going to be like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. You motherfuckers can stay. Fuck all of you. I ain't trying to die in a fucking horror movie. Let's go. Horror movies never have that burst. Or they do, and all the rest of the cast is like, oh, come on, Connor, you fucking pussy. I'm the only one here with a brain, you stupid idiots. This is the zombies come, this is Act 3. So if it's 2 out of 3, it's a good idea to switch exercises. Now, you don't have to. Like, there is a situation in which if you're experiencing a little bit, too much of that joint pain, but you still can sort of make it work, your rep strength isn't increasing much, maybe you're on a fat loss phase, but the pumps and the soreness is just outlandish,
Well, that's a good thing then.
maybe you can stay. Not the wisest idea, but potentially wise in certain contexts. What do you get?
He's selling an app.
That's like
He's selling an app now. Oh my God, get your app now.
if you're in a group of friends and the ghost thing in the room for the second time says, leave now, and you or someone in your...
Yeah, I had a friend that died recently. I thought his ghost was around here. Oh shit. He just croaked about, 2 weeks ago. Actually, he was a good friend. He was in my old videos. He was a Russian guy. Yeah, he was actually Russian. I don't know. His heart failed on him. His heart got weak and failed on him. He had a heart attack a few years ago, before COVID. He was concerned about it a lot, but I don't know, man. The wintertime now, he kept sleeping and sleeping. I guess he got really weak. His legs, this, that, and weakness and weak body. If you sleep too much and lay down, you can die. I told him that. We had that discussion, but he didn't want to listen to me, man. I brought him food and everything. I kept giving him drinks, and I warned him. I have a vibrating plate. He could have used it. He could have asked me for it. I feel bad I didn't give it to him. Maybe lend it to him. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So he passed away, man, because he didn't want to get up. That's a bad thing, eh? That's a bad thing, man. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you do too much, no good. You can kill yourself. If you do too little, you could die. Oh shit, that really sucks.
Crew, hopefully you, happen to be either an ascended Saiyan god or a Mazo the android from DC, you say you don't have to worry about shit. Be like, bring the ghosts on, something else. Here's the last part of the formula.
Right.
If you check all three boxes, your pumps and tension and burn and local fatigue and perturbation and disruption are just basically absent. It's like training an empty bicep.
Yeah, when you're adapted, that's what you get.
And you are experiencing a crapload of fatigue on this exercise from every possible perspective. And your rep strength is stable, it just isn't going anywhere, or is even declining.
Yeah.
It is a highly, highly good idea for you to switch exercises. It is almost a no-brainer.
It is, yeah, it's time to switch up. Definitely.
At that point. And to close up the haunted house analogy, that's like a zombie literally comes out and fucking like rips one of your friend's arms off. And you manage to run away and barricade the door, and your friend's like, blood. He's like, you're like, somebody tie it off. And you're like, you guys, we gotta get out of here. And one of your friends like, no man, we gotta stay. We gotta find out what the mystery is. Be like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind? Fuck you, you stay. The one-armed guy, I'm sorry.
Man, half the video is him giving these crazy analogy things. What the fuck? This is ridiculous. Come on, man.
Zombie bacteria or virus or whatever entered the bloodstream. Your boy's a walking liability because he could be a zombie next. Although, to refute my own point, one-armed free to trade off. But for to say that you should still be doing the same exercise. Give that some thought. Next time your friends hit you up and say, hey, do you want to go to a haunted house in the middle of the woods? Say yes, it'll be fun. See you guys next time.
You should always do something different, man. You have to. It's just the way the universe works. See you in the next one, friends. Tell what you think about that. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Helps with the algorithm. Yes. Isreatel. See, gotta change up your exercises. That was ridiculously long.